When someone is truly meant for you, you will feel it deep within your soul, a sensation that resonates with your very essence. An inner knowing that often goes ignored in the chaos of daily life. It won't be just a fleeting emotion or a passing infatuation. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of all time, spoke about an aspect of our psyche that subtly yet powerfully guides us toward what we truly need in our lives. If you have ever felt drawn to a person with an unexplainable force, know that it is not mere coincidence. It is the manifestation of what Jung described as the soul's connection to destiny. Our conscious mind has the ability to think, to analyze, to rationalize. But it is the unconscious mind that holds the deepest secrets of who we truly are. In fact, Jung believed that the most significant decisions we make in life do not stem from logical reasoning alone. Rather, they emerge from a deeper space, one filled with symbols, emotions, and intuitive insights that, although we may not fully understand, guide us nonetheless. It is that part of us that instinctively reacts when we are in the presence of something or someone that aligns with our most authentic self. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt as if you had been waiting for them your entire life, as if, in some inexplicable way, they were always meant to be part of your journey? This is not just a random meeting. It is a moment of synchronicity. Jung defined synchronicity as the profound interconnection between the universe and your unconscious mind. Synchronicity is not a random concept, nor is it simply a matter of chance. It is the universe responding to your internal vibration, revealing to you what you truly need for your personal growth, for the expansion of your life, and for your connection to what is most meaningful. However, this connection is not always immediately recognizable. More often than not, the process of encountering someone destined for you is accompanied by challenges, moments of uncertainty, and even confusion. Jung suggested that before we can fully embrace the connections meant for us, we must first confront our shadows, the hidden aspects of ourselves that we often prefer not to acknowledge. These are not external demons, but rather parts of our psyche that we have repressed, parts of ourselves that surface in ways we do not always comprehend. The fascinating truth is that when someone is truly meant for you, that connection will, in some way, lead you to confront these hidden aspects of yourself. It will push you to question what you thought you knew about yourself, about your boundaries, about your expectations, and about what you genuinely need in a relationship. Thus, the person who seems destined for you does not merely teach you about love or connection. They become a mirror, reflecting back the deepest truths about who you are, leading you on a path of self-discovery and personal growth. Through this relationship, your unconscious mind invites you to explore the parts of yourself that you may have ignored or buried for far too long. The feeling of encountering something or someone truly meant for you is not based solely on temporary happiness or fleeting excitement. It is far more profound. It is a sense of wholeness, a recognition that you are aligned with your true self. When something or someone is truly meant for you, you do not have to struggle or force things to fit. You simply exist in that space, and that is enough. You do not feel the pressure to change, to mold yourself into someone you are not, or to meet unrealistic expectations. Instead, that connection or situation allows you to be who you truly are, without pretense or fear. Here, a key concept from Jung comes into play: individuation. Although I have not mentioned this term before, it is central to understanding what it means to truly become oneself. Individuation is the process of shedding the false identities, the masks we wear to fit into societal expectations, and instead embracing our truest, most authentic self. The connections that are meant for you do not demand that you become someone else. Rather, they provide the space for you to discover and embrace who you have always been. What Jung wanted to convey is that life is not about forcing yourself into a predefined mold, but rather about uncovering your deepest self and living in alignment with that truth. When a person is destined to enter your life, things may not be perfect from the beginning. In fact, you may face challenges, misunderstandings, or even conflicts. But these difficulties are not signs that something is wrong. Rather, they are opportunities to grow, to evolve, and to deepen your understanding of yourself and what you truly need. Jung believed that personal growth is never easy nor instantaneous. Instead of running from difficulties or avoiding conflicts, he encouraged us to see them as essential moments of integration. Moments when we can bring together the aspects of ourselves that we have yet to fully understand. Perhaps you have felt an intense connection with someone, believing they were exactly what you had always been looking for, only to later find yourself struggling with challenges, with situations that puzzled you. Maybe you questioned whether there was something wrong with the relationship or with yourself. But consider this: what if those challenges were not obstacles, but rather stepping stones? What if the difficulties you encountered were not signs of failure, but markers of transformation? When you meet someone who is truly meant for you, the connection is not about ease or perfection. It is about depth, about growth, about becoming the person you were always meant to be. And in the end, that is what destiny is truly about. Not just finding another person, but finding yourself. What Carl Jung reminds us is that difficulties in a relationship are not signs that it is not meant for you. Instead, they are invitations to delve deeper into yourself, to grow, and to understand your own emotions on a more profound level. Authentic relationships are never built without challenges. The moments of conflict, the misunderstandings, and even the moments of pain serve as mirrors that reflect what you truly need, what strengthens you, and ultimately, what liberates you. Love, in its deepest sense, is not about an illusion of perfection, but rather about authenticity. And it is this authenticity that forges a real and lasting connection between two souls. When someone is destined for you, it is not just about sharing joyful moments or experiencing fleeting happiness together. It is about growing together, healing together, and facing the shadows that both of you carry within. It is this process of inner transformation and mutual evolution that makes a relationship deeply meaningful. In essence, when someone is meant for you, you feel it not only in the depths of your soul, but also as a calling, an invitation to self-discovery. That person does not just fulfill your emotional needs, they challenge you to become the best version of yourself. They do not demand that you be someone you are not. On the contrary, they allow you to be more yourself than ever before. And in that space of complete authenticity, you find a relationship that has the power to transform your life. Jung taught us that true love is not something we seek outside of ourselves, but rather something we uncover within. And when we are aligned with our true essence, the universe conspires to bring us the people who will help us grow, heal, and transform. The signs are always present, waiting to be noticed. And when you start paying attention to these signs, when you allow yourself to feel that deep connection with someone, you realize that their presence in your life is no coincidence. That person is meant to be a part of your journey towards self-awareness and authenticity. What truly happens when someone is destined for you is that you begin to experience a deep sense of clarity. It feels as though every experience in your life has been preparing you for this moment. The encounter with this person is not ordinary. It is as if something buried deep within you is being remembered, something that has always existed in the depths of your soul. That feeling is not an illusion. It is the reflection of a connection that surpasses the boundaries of the conscious mind, a connection that the unconscious has been preparing for you all along. Jung spoke about the importance of listening to the signals from the unconscious mind. And when someone who is meant to be in your life appears, these signals become unmistakable. It could be something as simple as a conversation that unexpectedly leads to a profound understanding of yourself, an insight that transcends the superficial layers of life. Suddenly, you realize that everything you have been through, all the hardships, the failed relationships, the wrong turns, has been leading you to this exact moment, this undeniable connection. But this process is not as simple as finding the right person and living happily ever after. In reality, what Jung emphasizes is that when you meet someone who is truly meant for you, you are confronted with a mirror that reflects both what you love about yourself and what you have yet to integrate into your being. This can be uncomfortable, even painful at first, because the shadows that have been hidden deep within your psyche begin to emerge. But rather than running away from these shadows, Jung encourages us to face them, to embrace them, because only by doing so can we live a more complete and authentic life, one that is fully aligned with our true nature. This process of confronting your inner darkness is not limited to the relationship with that one person. It extends to all other relationships in your life, the ones that have limited you, the ones that have held you back, and the ones that have made you feel like you were less than what you truly are. Many times, we encounter people who, on the surface, seem destined to be part of our lives, yet they fail to resonate with our essence. This is not because these people are inherently wrong for us, nor because they are bad individuals. Rather, it is simply because they are not aligned with what we truly need for our growth and evolution. True destiny in love is not just about finding someone who makes us feel good. It is about finding someone who helps us become who we were always meant to be. And when that person arrives, you do not just feel it, you know it, deep within your soul. The unconscious, as Carl Jung perceived it, communicates with us through our emotions, our instincts, and our reactions to the world around us. It is not a silent observer, but an active force that constantly guides us, revealing truths that our conscious mind often ignores. When someone is truly meant for you, it is not just a fleeting feeling or a momentary attraction. It is a profound, undeniable sense that resonates deep within your being. This connection does not merely bring comfort, it challenges you. It shakes the foundations of what you have taken for granted, urging you to look beyond superficial understanding and confront what truly lies within. If you find yourself overwhelmed by emotions, if you experience waves of discomfort that seem to arise inexplicably when you are with a particular person, it is not a sign to retreat. Rather, it is an invitation from your unconscious, calling you to look more closely at yourself, at your fears, at your hidden desires. Jung believed that the unconscious does not shy away from exposing us to darkness. It does not protect us from pain or discomfort, because its ultimate goal is transformation. This is why deep connections often come with an element of vulnerability. Being deeply connected to someone is not always about joy and ease. It is also about facing the parts of ourselves that we have buried, the aspects of our identity that we have neglected. Jung saw vulnerability as a fundamental aspect of personal growth. Without vulnerability, there can be no true self-awareness, no real understanding of who we are beneath the masks we wear for the world. What is truly revealing is that vulnerability is not a weakness. On the contrary, it is the very thing that makes us strong. It allows us to open ourselves up to others, to be honest about our fears and insecurities, to experience life in a way that is raw and authentic. It is through vulnerability that we form deep and meaningful relationships that go beyond surface-level attraction and enter the realm of true companionship. This is why the people who are meant for us are the ones who make us feel the most alive. They do not merely agree with us, nor do they exist to make us feel comfortable. They challenge us. They push us beyond our limits. They force us to confront our own assumptions about who we are and what we want. And yet, at the same time, they provide a space where we can truly be ourselves. Finding the right person is not about seeking perfection. Perfection is an illusion, an unattainable ideal that leads only to disappointment. True connection is about finding someone who allows you to be your most authentic self, without fear, without pretense, without the need to conform to expectations. When this happens, something extraordinary is created. Two people do not merely love each other, they support each other in the journey towards self-realization. It is a dance, a delicate balance where each person, through the relationship, discovers more about their own purpose, their own mission in life. This is what makes the connection so powerful. It is not just about romance or companionship. It is about transformation. It is about evolving together, becoming more than you were before, and walking side by side toward a deeper understanding of what it means to truly live. Throughout your life, you will encounter people who challenge you, who inspire you to grow, who bring out the best in you. But you will also meet those who drain your energy, who make you feel small, who cause you to forget who you are. It is not always easy to recognize the difference between the two. This is why Jung emphasized the importance of having a healthy relationship with oneself. If you do not know who you truly are, it will be difficult to discern what is good for you and what is not. However, when you embark on the journey of self-discovery, when you strip away the layers of social conditioning, when you listen to the voice within, when you align with your inner truth, you develop the clarity to recognize what is meant for you. And the right connection, the one that is destined for you, becomes a catalyst in this process. A deep and meaningful relationship helps you rediscover what you truly want, what you truly need, and what genuinely brings you happiness. It does not promise eternal bliss, nor does it guarantee a life free of conflict. Instead, it offers something far more valuable: the opportunity to live with authenticity, to embrace both the darkness and the light within you, and to walk a path that is true to your soul. In the end, love is not about finding someone who completes you. It is about finding someone who reveals to you the completeness that has always been within you. It is about growing, evolving, and stepping into the fullness of who you are, not just as an individual, but as part of a profound, transformative connection that leads you closer to your most authentic self. Carl Jung revealed to us that life is a continuous process of transformation, a constant evolution of the self. Every experience, every encounter, every challenge serves as a step forward on our journey toward deeper understanding and self-realization. When we meet someone who is meant to be part of our lives, it is not the culmination of our search, but rather the beginning of an even greater expedition, one that takes us deeper into the realms of self-discovery and self-awareness. Through this journey, we begin to uncover what truly matters in life, what connects us to our essence, and what allows us to be our most authentic selves. It is through relationships, through meaningful connections, that we are often confronted with aspects of ourselves that we may not have fully understood or acknowledged before. These encounters serve as mirrors, reflecting not just our strengths, but also our fears, our insecurities, and the parts of us that remain unhealed. Perhaps at this very moment, you find yourself lost in confusion. Maybe you are in a relationship that you do not fully comprehend, or you are searching for something that has yet to reveal itself to you. This uncertainty, however, is not a sign of failure. Rather, it is an invitation, a call to look within, to listen to that inner voice that is constantly guiding you toward your truth. Jung taught us that the unconscious mind has its own way of speaking to us. It communicates through our emotions, our intuitions, and the people we meet along the way. Every interaction, every seemingly coincidental encounter holds meaning. Nothing is random, everything is part of a greater design. When the right person enters your life, you will know it. There will be no need for excessive questioning or doubt. A deep inner knowing will arise, a sense of recognition that transcends logic. In that moment, the challenge is not to resist, but to embrace, without fear, without hesitation, and with the unwavering trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This is the journey toward your truest self, a path filled with lessons, challenges, and profound moments of connection that will shape you in ways you never imagined. If you ever feel that something or someone is meant to be part of your life, do not be afraid to follow that feeling. The universe has a way of responding to those who align with their truth. And when you choose to walk that path, the pieces of your life will begin to fall into place in the most astonishing and perfect ways. When you encounter a person who seems destined to cross your path, something within you awakens. It is as if every experience leading up to that moment was simply preparing you for this connection. The intensity of this realization can be overwhelming, yet it is also a powerful affirmation that you are evolving, that you are growing into the person you were always meant to be.